Hello and welcome to Horse Sense, your show for all the top racing action in Singapore and around the world. On this episode of Horse Sense, we bring you all the action from Hong Kong in the BMW Hong Kong Derby, to Singapore then for the Singapore 3-year-old series, and finally the Rocketman Sprint.
So Rapid Dragon was all the rage for the Hong Kong Derby. He'd won the first two legs of the 4-year-old series in the Classic Mile and the Classic Cup, but it was the Derby that was set to be the John Moore trained Rapid Dragon's toughest test to date, and he didn't disappoint. Early on in the day, the rain continued to fall. Moreira, his rider, was successful on a couple of winners prior to the 18 million Hong Kong dollar feature sponsored by BMW, and fans were in for a treat here when Rapid Dragon, the hot favourite, didn't disappoint, and he took out the Hong Kong Derby of 2017.
Rapid Dragon, 1.7 favourite, 7.2 about Pakistan Star, 8.5 for Gold Mount. Late support, Beauty Generation, Seasons Bloom, Prawn Barbar and Donoso. Rapid Dragon about to move into the gates. Donoso goes forward. Limitless and Circuit Hassler. So we're just about set for the feature for the 4-year-olds. The BMW Hong Kong Derby, to the roar of the crowd. They're loaded. They're racing. And Limitless and Prawn Barbar a little slow out. Straight away, Pakistan Star out the back with Helene Charisma. Rapid Dragon, favourite, began fast. He's prominent. My Darling scorches across and heads them up early. Circuit Hassler rolls over to join him in second, and Rodrigo's gone into third. Rapid Dragon perfectly placed through the first 200 or 300. He's on the outside of Seasons Bloom, the rail. A length away to Donoso, who settles on the outside of Prawn Barbar. Beauty Generation's caught 3 deep on the outside of Booming Delight, and then Limitless, who's a little keen back in the field. Trailed by Gold Mount, then a length and a half to Helene Charisma. Second last is Eagle Way, and Pakistan Star is last of all as light rain starts to fall in the Derby of 2017, approaching the 1200, and the sparks are on early with Rodrigo now zooming up to pressure My Darling for the lead. It's Rodrigo, a narrow margin over My Darling. Circuit Hassler position third. Rapid Dragon favourite now fourth on the inside of Beauty Generation, who got in for some cover. Donoso's now moving 3 deep, trailed by Gold Mount, then Booming Delight. Seasons Bloom has been shuffled back from Helene Charisma. Limitless, then Prawn Barbar. Eagle Way second last, and Pakistan Star is last of all. They're inside the 800 metres in the Derby, and Donoso now goes up to pour on more pressure into Rodrigo. My Darling is third. Circuit Hassler fourth. Moreira gives Rapid Dragon a little niggle, and he responds quickly, charging into fifth. Beauty Generation, then Booming Delight, Seasons Bloom, Limitless. Pakistan Star is well back, sticking to the inside. They corner in, and they turn for home in the Derby, and Rapid Dragon quickly accelerates and races up to take the lead. Beauty Generation, Circuit Hassler, Seasons Bloom, Pakistan Star, Rapid Dragon, 250 out clear. Beauty Generation, Pakistan Star, the turbo's been turned on, then Seasons Bloom, Rapid Dragon, Pakistan Star's eating up the ground. Rapid Dragon in front from Pakistan Star. The puzzle now complete. Rapid Dragon takes the Derby from Pakistan Star. Beauty Generation and Seasons Bloom. Then Helene Charisma from Eagle Way and Prawn Barbar. Circuit Hassler, followed by Gold Mount, Booming Delight, My Darling, Donoso, then Rodrigo, and Limitless, one of the last.
It was a perfectly judged ride by Joe Moreira, a flawless performance by Rapid Dragon, and he now pencils his name into the history books by taking out the 4-year-old series for the first time. He's a really progressive type of horse. He's done nothing wrong in Hong Kong, and he's got the world at his feet. Other notable performances from the Hong Kong Derby included a fast, low-flying Pakistan Star, who, as usual, settled out the rear during the running of the race and finished off very strongly for second, but he could just not catch Rapid Dragon, who was simply sensational, simply sublime, and had the Hong Kong Derby at his mercy, and he looks like he has bigger and better things to go, but let's take nothing away from him, and a magnificent performance in the BMW Hong Kong Derby for 2017.
jockey Joao Moreira. This is John Moore's 6th Hong Kong Derby win and the first win for Joao Moreira for the Hong Kong Derby. Congratulations! 繼續，我哋有請寶馬集團香港、澳門及台灣進口業務部副總裁孔佳文先生致送紀念品俾我哋勝出頭馬佳龍區嘅馬主洪祖航先生。咁佢嘅千金咧就代領嘅。Mr. Kevin Kuhn, Vice President of the BMW Group Importer Office, Hong Kong, Macau and Taiwan, is now presenting a souvenir to the daughter of Mr. Albert Hong Cho Hong, the owner of winning horse Rapid Dragon. 好，繼續咧，我哋就係有請咧，我哋寶馬汽車香港有限公司董事總經理劉家輝先生咧，就致送紀念品俾我哋勝出頭馬嘅練馬師約翰摩亞㗎。
The first leg of the 3-year-old series was run on Sunday the 26th of March, and it was filled with a field of some highly talented individuals.
We shall see. Favourites, joint favourites here, Counter Monte Cristo and Nova Swiss. And we're right to run. First leg of the 3-year-old series, it's the sprint and they're away. Queen Roulette slowly away. Dimos on the inside away okay, but here comes the pace from Skywalk who's charging forward. MacArthur up there in second, then Nova Swiss and Counter Monte Cristo being pushed along to get closer to the rails. Distinctive Darcy back in about fifth from Queen Roulette. Then came Forever Young. Further back is Draco. Sir Isaac a long way back. Dimos 2.5 lengths away, and I've got a feeling is back in last as they now work off the far side. Inside 800 metres left to go, and MacArthur won the battle for the front. Let out from Counter Monte Cristo, and Nova Swiss a little bit keen on the outside. Skywalk tucked away over on the fence, and further back with 600 metres to go, Queen Roulette. Then came Distinctive Darcy back about 6th or 7th. Draco on the inside, Sir Isaac, Forever Young, Dimos, and I've got a feeling, so they come around the turn now. MacArthur the inside, 400 metres out, tackled immediately here by Counter Monte Cristo, and Nova Swiss, the chestnut on the outside, about a length away. He pushes the button on Counter Monte Cristo. MacArthur battles strongly. Nova Swiss put under pressure. Then Skywalk behind those, and Sir Isaac is working home strongly. It's Counter Monte Cristo from MacArthur. Sir Isaac sprouting wings, but it's Counter Monte Cristo in front in the 3-year-old sprint, and Counter Monte Cristo. Counter Monte Cristo first, second MacArthur, third Sir Isaac, and further back Skywalk looks to have run fourth. Then Draco, Forever Young. Behind those there knocking up was Nova Swiss. Dimos behind those with Distinctive Darcy and Queen Roulette, and also I've got a feeling amongst the tail enders.
In the end, I think he turned for home. He looked to be the best horse. The way he was travelling, he looked to be travelling the best out of all of them. And yeah, like he's run in his other races, he's kicked away from him up the straight, and he's held on at the end. It's good. Yeah, a few anxious moments there. Clearly, perhaps he wants to go on with it a bit more than he was. He has got a lot of pace, a lot of speed. He can do the sectionals and finish. So yeah, something we'll look at going forward. He obviously would have been a bit better with some cover. But yeah, in the end, he's done the job. I was just saying to the owner in the paddock before the race, you know, obviously he's got every chance in this race, and he's delivered. But when you look at his pedigree, he's probably a horse that will go over a bit further, which is really exciting.
Yeah, listen, it's a sign of a nice horse. Everything went wrong, and he was too good. He's a quick beginner, and actually today he begun that well. You see the replay. Actually, his back legs went from underneath him. He slipped. Both of them slipped at the same time. So his next stride was just all out of sync. And went to take a bit of a drop because he felt like after that sort of incident happened, you know, he was going to take a drop for me. He relaxed, and everything kicked up underneath, and then had to go forward again, which fired him up. So he, like I said, sign of a good horse. Everything went wrong for him, but rest assured, the best part of his races was his last 100 metres. Like you think things can come at you, you feel like things have to come, but then he actually starts surging again, and that's the best part of these races. So he's a proper little horse. He can run time. And like I said, I don't think we've reached the bottom yet. We just, when everything goes right one day, which will be very soon, hopefully in a very big race, everyone will get to see a really good horse because not much has actually gone right for me. He's just been too good.
Once the gates crashed back, it was MacArthur who quickly assumed the role of the leader with the unbeaten Count of Monte Cristo hot on his heels in second. The leader set a tempo to suit, and there were no speed records being broken up front. Yet, as the field turned for home, the leader was tackled by the unbeaten horse from the Clements yard, and it was a duel that was quickly put to bed by the unbeaten son of Echoes of Heaven. He duly fought off the challenge of MacArthur and the fast-finishing Sir Isaac to register his 4th consecutive victory, and with this, he confirmed the promise shown and confirmed by jockey Glenn Boss, who triumphantly punched the air in delight aboard the horse he has begun calling the Beast. Trainer Michael Clements must be commended on a terrific training performance with the Count, and he looks to be a really lovely horse in the making. There was only one name missing from the opening leg, and that was of the Hideyuki Takioka trained Jupiter Gold, who is set to take on the second leg of the 3-year-old series in a month's time.
Would now like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Chan to present the prizes to the 3-year-old sprint winner. The winner, of course, Count of Monte Cristo, and the winning owner of the Count of Monte Cristo is Mr. Joe Giovanni. Joe accepting the trophy there for the 3-year-old sprint, and now it's also time to welcome on stage the successful trainer of the Count of Monte Cristo, Michael Clements. Michael accepting the trophy there for the trainer, and the winning jockey is Glenn Boss, the rider of Count of Monte Cristo. Our congratulations to all the winners. Please join us for a group photograph following the 3-year-old Singapore sprint at Group 3 level, taken out by Count of Monte Cristo, trained by Michael Clements and ridden to victory by Glenn Boss.
The Group 2 E.W. Barker Trophy was won with a courageous performance by Limbs Cruiser back in November 2016. Racegoers have been waiting eagerly in anticipation for the return of the talented 4-year-old. Trainer Stephen Gray decided the newly named Rocketman Sprint was the right race to commence the talented 4-year-old's 2017 campaign. The second leg of the Singapore Sprint Series attracted another highly competitive field, and the 4-year-old was given a mere outsider's chance in a race considered too short in distance for him.
Speedy Dragon comes forward now and is the last one, so we're set to go. Group 3 Rocketman Sprint, 1200. Lined and ready. They're racing in the Rocketman. And one of the last ones out was Cavello. There was no early speed from Nova Strike. Aram Cohen, Limbs Cruiser there, the last quartet. Nova Warrior, one of the first out over. Clear Choice charging forward. Raffaello wider, Mystic Master right there. Speedy Dragon down on the inside with Hip Hip Hooray. And then came Magnum a length away out wider on the track. Followed by Nova Strike on the inside. Cyborg White there. Aramco is one off the fence. There's a right old herd there. A length away then came Cavello. And back on the inside, Limbs Cruiser last of all. They come down the side. 24.20 for the opening 400, and leading them up is Nova Warrior. Nova Warrior shows the way coming towards the home turn. Leading over Eclair Choice running second. Speedy Dragon is down on the inside third, followed by Raffaello 3 out, and behind them came Aramco, who's starting to wind up down the outside. Back behind them came Hip Hip Hooray, who's heeled in with nowhere to go, and down the outside here comes Cyborg. Further out as they race down is Cavello, lining up now at the 150, and the leader on the outside now is Cavello, who swept up at the 100 and taken the race. Raffaello trying hard. Limbs Cruiser bursting through, and what a sensational effort. Limbs Cruiser's won the Rocketman, has come from nowhere to win over Cavello and Raffaello. Close up with them as they've gone to the line was Aramco, followed by Magnum, and then behind them Cyborg, Hip Hip Hooray, Speedy Dragon, next in a Clear Choice, Mystic Master. Well back was Nova Strike and Nova Warrior, and he's come from a mile to win this Limbs Cruiser.
Yeah, we knew the pace would be strong. The idea was to ride him quiet, pray for a bit of luck, and halfway up the straight I thought, oh, there's no luck, there's no luck, there's no luck, and then Danny was patient and he just got the run through, and you know, he's a bit special, this fella. He might be a little bit different than most.
All credit to Stephen, the stable, and Vlad, who normally rides him. Like, unfortunately, he didn't hit Vlad's weight, so he would have took the ride today and would have got the job done also, because this horse, like, I haven't had anything really to do with him, and I worked him on Wednesday. Didn't give me much of a feel, to tell you the truth. Was pretty lacklustre in his work, but Stephen and Vlad were very hot about him. He said like he's a really good horse, a bit of a machine and that, you know, and that's what he done today. I had a really good run. There'll be a few unlucky stories in the race, but to me I had a really good run up until probably the last, nearly to about 150, and then I just had to wait. I was going to cause too much carnage if I come out, so I just had to wait, and got the run through between Raffaello and Aramco. And I just said to Mick Dittman, the racing manager, I can't remember going to the line as fast in the last 100 metres that horse done. So without getting caught up in the moment, you know, this is a bloody serious horse, this fella. Look, I've rode him first up fresh. He was dynamic, had a great turn of foot. He showed what he can do in the Barker. He's won at a mile. World's his oyster.
As the field jumped from the 1200 metre marker, he went back to last from his wide draw of 11, and jockey Danny Beasley, who was partnering him for the first time in his career, was happy to bide his time patiently at the back of the field. As the cavalry charged for home, many staked their claim for top honours. However, Lim's Cruiser was battling to find a clear passage through. With 100 metres to go, it looked like Cavallo would take honours, and he would likely be running on for third or fourth, but with a devastating turn of foot only shown by horses with above average ability and talent, he powered his way through and stuck his neck out to record a magnificent victory. Considering this was only a prep run for the 4-year-old series, which is going to commence in a few weeks' time, it gave racing fans a taste of what is to come for the exciting 4-year-old series. Our congratulations to Stephen Gray, the winning connections, and of course jockey Danny Beasley, who timed his run to perfection on the very exciting son of Casino Prince. Things are heating up in the 4-year-old division, and it is really starting to look competitive.
Now I'd like to invite Mr. Jeffrey Chan to present the prizes for the Rocket Man Sprint of 2017. The race won brilliantly in a thrilling finish by Lim's Cruiser, and representing the winning stable, the Lim stable, please make welcome Lim Sia Mong. Congratulations to Lim stable. What a run it's been. Champion stable of 2016, and more to come with horses like Lim's Cruiser, who today has taken out the Rocket Man Sprint. The winning trainer 2 years in a row in this race, Stephen Gray. Well done to Stephen. He's winning a lot of feature races at the moment, including the Gold Cup from last year. He won the EW Barker, and now he's won the Rocket Man Sprint. And the winning jockey for the 2nd year in a row in this race, Dan Beasley. Well done to Danny. Patient ride. He was waiting and waiting, and eventually the run came in the nick of time, and he's been able to get up and win. A man that has won a heap of feature races here in Singapore, Danny Beasley. So well done to Danny and Stephen and the Lim stable. It's Lim's Cruiser home, victorious in the inaugural running of the really new named Rocket Man Sprint.
They're racing in the Rocket Man, and one of the last ones out was Cavallo. There was no early speed from Nova Strike. Aramco and Lim's Cruiser there, the last quartet. Cavallo lining up now at the 150, and the leader on the outside now is Cavallo, who swept up at the 100 and taken the race. Raffaello trying hard. Lim's Cruiser bursting through, and what a sensational effort.
Yeah, he was, Gareth, and you know, at the end of the day, I gave him a good preparation, and we gave him a good break after his last win last year, and you know, it was a good race to kick him off, and I just didn't even know how they're going to go, but you know, he had a good prep, had a good lightweight, and a good ride, and instructions were nice for him and good for him, and we got the breaks up the straight when we needed, and he won impressively. You know, it could have easily been an unlucky story and someone else won it too. But hey, you know, he seems to be a horse that can find his own way, so and I think he's a little bit special, this fella. So looking forward to the future of him, to be honest. So he'll go to the 4-year-old series now. You know, I thought about the big sprint coming up, but you know, he's got that option next year if we want to, and I just feel he's still a young horse, and you're taking on those good sprinters. At this weight for age, he'll go to the 4-year-old series against his own age, and it's good money, so hopefully we can go there and he can keep improving. We've got the 14, the mile and the Derby, and winning one of those races would be fantastic too. So the best thing about him, he's got a great temperament, and he's a bit of a loner. He likes being here, and he's in the end of the stable. I heard him up the front, up the close to my office. But he kicks the walls, and so here he's happy. So he just likes to be in, do his own thing. So I'm very excited about him. And to be honest, you get up every morning for these type of horses, and I'm fortunate at the moment I've got a few around me. And I must thank Gary Carville and Gary Crisp, who did the form for me. We went to buy him at a trade sale, and then along came Mr. Lim and Mr. Dittman, who were there, and we were bidding, and so were they. So we quickly changed direction there and said, listen, you guys want him, you buy him and I train him. So at the time I had no one intentionally for him, but we just liked the horse, and that's how Mr. Lim got him, that's how I got to train him. So just working together and being in the right place at the right time. And then we sent him to New Zealand to qualify to here. So he went over there on the beautiful New Zealand grass, and Gary O'Carville over there looked after him, and he ran third his first start and was sent to Singapore because he was qualified, and goes from there. So I think the main thing with him is we've looked after him right through, and Mr. Lim has never put any pressure on me, and I've trained many good winners from Lim's stable before when he was last here, and to be honest, it's been a pleasure, Mr. Lim, to train for. He just leaves it to me, so very, very excited about the future for this fella.
And that's all we have time for on this episode of Horse Sense. We hope you really enjoyed it. Goodbye, and until we see you next time, may the horse be with you.